What's up guys, Houndish here, and today it's the weekly reset in Destiny 2 for the 1st of December. So that first few weeks with Beyond Light really has flown by, but today on Europa we do have the final new EXO challenge. That'll be a pretty cool one, and we'll cover any important new quests or objectives to take note of with the Beyond Light content specifically. But additionally we have our seasonal content from the Crow. Of course, we're waiting for that Hawk Moon to drop. That could be a little while. But we do have all of our other activities, Pinnacle drops, Nightfalls, and more to round up in the video, plus vendors rewards, and a couple of updates from Bungie. So stay tuned for that guys, but first a big shout to my friends at Booley's Gaming Chairs. They sent me this awesome Master Series chair, and they've got some really nice well-priced chairs in the store, plus you can save 10% with my code Houndish by following the link below, so check that out if you like. Now though, as we get into the reset for today, Bungie do point out initially that there is bonus infamy inside of the Gambit playlist this week, so if you want to get that score up, you can get bonus infamy all week long, and I believe that should be triple infamy over the course of the weekend. And that is in addition to Pinnacle gear and stuff like that. And then otherwise, in terms of the director and kind of things popping out immediately on our screen, there isn't anything kind of immediately noticeable right here. But of course, the Crow is still here on the Tangled Shore, and it's definitely worth continuing to upgrade his perks and things like that, in case any of them are kind of prerequisites for future content, things like Hawk Moon, or indeed any other seasonal secrets. Also bear in mind that his tier 3 upgrade will allow you to start getting Pinnacle gear, something I actually need to get done this week. But here, as we move over to the director for Europa, we can see that a bunch of stuff has changed. Initially, we do have the Exo Stranger challenge. That is going to give you the powerful drop, but also the Exo challenge itself this week, which is Simulation Safeguard over here in the Bray building. That should be a brand new one, as always, with a Pinnacle drop, and we can see as well that the Eclipse Zone is now in Cadmus Ridge, so that's also going to mean a new Penguin and Augment Triumphs and things like that for this area, so I'll keep you posted on all of those as usual. And then otherwise, of course, we can complete bounties for Varix to get powerful gear. And the Technocrat is going to be the Elect difficulty Nightmare Hunt for, or should I say Empire Hunt for this week. They've got your powerful and Pinnacle gear, as well as chances at the Cloud Strike and stuff like that, if you are still farming for it. The Stranger is also going to have that refresh on the Fragment quests this week. The refresh has happened inside of the Deepstone Crypt, and for players who want to run multiple characters through, this week we should be getting loot on all of the characters. There was a bug kind of stopping that from working properly last week, but it should be working fine now. And while we're here, today we've got the Petition Lost Sector up on Europa at 1280, dropping exotic chest armor. Of course, not so useful for the new stuff right there. And what have we got in the Cosmodrome? Exodus Garden 2A, dropping exotic head armor at 1250, so potentially something new for you right there at 1250, which is always nice. But now, before we talk more about content and stuff this week, of course we do have the Everest Store, so as always, a bunch of silver stuff available on the front page if you want to pick any of it up. But also we've got the Bright Dust section, so we've got the Gloam Strife shader, one that we had from Season of Arrivals. And today we also have the Crow projection for Bright Dust, as well as the Electronica shell, and then the Threatening Stance, which is a new one for this season. Pretty cool, we can grab that for Bright Dust this week. And then of course there is the main Bright Dust page, so we've got the Trailing Pyrotechnics emote right here. Let's take a quick look at this one. Pretty elaborate stuff, as we can see that one's going off right there. And then we have the Bitcrust shell as well. Some very, very interesting stuff that Bungie are dropping this season. Good that we can grab stuff for Bright Dust right here as well. We've got the Star Devil Racer, a new ship, or Sparrow, should I say, as well as the Third Rail ornament for the Risk Runner, which is a pretty nice one from back in Season of Undying. And this week I'm seeing the Forbidden Visage gauntlets from the set, and then we've got the Unyielding Grasp ornament, of course, for Salvation's Grip. And the Bicameral or Bicameral Promise, I can't say that word, but a very interesting miniature ship. And then we've got the Shattered Shrieker transmat effect, as well as the Twin Snake effects, and the Plesiohedral State transmat effect. Then we have the Neopop Wave, Oiled Gunmetal, Indigo Matrix, and Metro Shift shaders this week. But otherwise, of course, back to the director, all of our Pinnacles and Powerfuls that are normally housed here will drop as always. The Nightfall Ordeal is finally something different. We've got Broodhold in the Tangled Shore, so something from back in the Forsaken era. But of course there is the kind of playlist and everything like that. And then otherwise there is the Crucible, so bunch of featured modes, Pinnacle drops, and Powerfuls as always, but in terms of a release date for Trials, once again, we are going to have to wait and see what Bungie say, because we're waiting for them to fix a bug, I believe with the Behemoth subclass that's preventing that from being launched again. We'll simply have to wait and see. But finally, at least in the tower, we've got Striking Light for the featured mod at Banshee, as well as the Freehand Grip for the weapon mod, and then of course we've got all of the kind of modules, materials, and stuff like that. Some final shouts to bear in mind right here, but of course we did have an update last week. I'm pretty sure Bungie are going to announce other updates shortly, especially with a couple of bugs in the game, but definitely bear in mind now that the world engram has been updated to include 7th Seraph weapons and all of the still relevant stuff from last season. So more chances at relevant weapons with good rolls, and of course, Seraph weapons being important for Warmind cell builds. It is good that Bungie have added those back. And since last week was the holidays, there are still a bunch of known issues that Bungie will be looking to address in upcoming updates, including Titans meleeing while using Stasis resulting in multiple rapid punches, lift tubes in the Warden of Nothing fully draining super energy, issues with recommended power in Vanguard strikes, and a couple of other things. That is in addition, of course, to the issue that's currently stopping Trials from returning to the game, so I will be keeping you posted on all of those updates when we get them. But finally, if you are completing any Dreaming City content this week, the Ascendant Challenge should be the Keep of Owned Edges, which of course is accessed via Harbinger's Seclude. So if you want a short clip of how to get to the Ascendant Challenge this week, that will run out right here at the end of the video. But for now guys, I hope you have a good week inside of Destiny 2. Stay tuned right here on the channel because I'll be dropping news, updates, and all the relevant stuff as soon as it happens right here on YouTube. But also if you've enjoyed this video, a rating below really does help us out. And otherwise, for now, whatever you get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.